What's going on, everyone? So iOS 12.1.1 was actually released today. It's pretty late today. I'll probably release this video tomorrow. And it brought a lot of features to all the iPhones, the 5S, the 10, the 6S, whatever, but also brought some crucial features for the iPhone XR specifically. And this is why I want all the iPhone XR users who currently have an iPhone XR to actually upgrade to iOS 12.1.1. Now, the only reason I would probably tell you not to upgrade is if you're either scared to for some reason, or you want to eventually jailbreak your iPhone XR. If that's the case, then go ahead and stay where you're at. It doesn't really matter. Just be on iOS 12.1, but 12.0.1 is pretty decent too. But in this case, some crazy new features actually came in with iOS 12.1.1. I'll show you one right now. But with FaceTime, you can actually go into it. You can actually be able to flip the camera back and forth without having to continually go and click it whatever and having to go into whatever. Now you only have to tap the screen, click it one time, and you can flip it from the bottom of here. So that's super cool. I think they showed that in the betas, but I don't really remember. But you do have that opportunity right there too, so that's super cool. And you can actually take live photos within FaceTime now, so that's really cool and really convenient for people who want to do that. Me personally, I don't really care about it, so it doesn't really matter. But that's that right now. The biggest feature I would say for the iPhone XR specifically is actually the addition of haptic feedback, quote unquote, 3D touch almost, for the touch bar or for the notification panel. So before, if you actually long pressed on a notification, it would just basically like shrug at you kind of. You couldn't really do anything with it. But now if you actually hold down the notification, it'll actually kind of summon that in order for you to like type back or whatever the case is. So now you can actually respond to iMessages, and I believe you can do more things than that too through the notification drawer. Before, you could not do that on iOS 12.1. It would actually just kind of go just like long press, as if, I know this is kind of bad and this isn't the right example, but pretty much if you held it down, it would just show you the same exact thing that's showing me here. It wouldn't give you any notifications. It wouldn't allow you to go into it. It would just kind of do nothing. And that's kind of, I know that's kind of a bad example because it wasn't the same thing. But in this case, I think it's a super cool thing. I really wish they just added Force Touch into it in the beginning with, but this is kind of substituting for that fact in my opinion. I think, if you have an iPhone XR, you should definitely be happy about this, let alone the FaceTime thing and also the bug fixes in the background. And another crazy thing that I saw, and this is pretty interesting, on all my devices, the multi-core score went down. Now that might not mean a lot to you guys. For me, it doesn't really matter either, but the multi-core score went down in almost every single one of my devices, the 8, the 7, the 6S, the 6, the 5S. The multi-core score went down on all of them. But this is the score I got on iOS 12.1, which was 326,447. And I just reran the benchmark, and it actually went up to 332,064, which is pretty interesting. It didn't really go up too much, like 6,000 points, whatever it is. I'm not really so much worried about the score itself because it's still a very high score. 326 and 332 are very, very high scores. But I'm more so happy about the fact that it even went up, because on all my other devices, the score went down, and the multi-core score doesn't really mean much in the grand scheme of things. It's actual about like real actual performance. But the fact that it went up is kind of cool. I mean, it's just kind of like one extra thing. I'm kind of excited for the future of this phone as well, the things they can add into it, and hopefully it'll just get even more and more faster. But that's pretty crazy. So I'll tell you, if you have an iPhone XR, I would consider updating. I mean, we're so early into the life cycle of this thing that if you're worried about jailbreaking or something like that, or losing access to jailbreak, you can just temporarily upgrade now, and then later on a jailbreak is going to come out eventually for iOS 12.1.1. But in my opinion, I think for the iPhone XR, iOS 12.1.1 was pretty much made for this specific phone. There's some other bug fixes there too. I think some dual eSIM support has been added, something like that. Some other crazy things too. But those were the 3, 4, 5 main things I wanted to kind of hit on here. So that is pretty much it. If you guys have any questions or anything like that, leave it down in the comment section below. Hit that like button, that'll mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. Every single subscriber we get really does count, so it'll mean so much if you guys could hit that. Also check out the other links down in the description as well. My Twitter, my Instagram, my second channel, all those things are linked down below. I would really appreciate if you guys could check it out, but more importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.